Welcome back to another episode of JR's House of Craziness here on JR's Basement Podcast. That's what it's called. It's Larky's House of Craziness, but JR's Basement Podcast emanating from deep within the bowels of my office in small town, USA. We got a good show for you today, folks. We got a real good show. So we got a couple of things we're going to talk about most of the time here. We're going to try to keep this around 15 to 20 minutes because I've gone back and watched some of my videos and I have bored myself. So we're going to try to keep this around 15 to 20 minutes, folks. And today, the big news today, as I'm recording this at 9:15 on PM, not in the morning, but PM on January 20th, the year of our Lord 2021. Yes, we have a brand new president and vice president of these United States of America, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were inaugurated into office today. President Donald Trump he is done with his term. The election is over. As sketchy as it was, we must accept it. And I'll tell you what I told people 4 years ago. So it's no secret. I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I voted for Donald Trump. Now, some people might say I'm a white supremacist because of that vote. But some people would say I'm a domestic terrorist because of that vote, because they do not agree with my views, or I do not completely agree with their views, but couldn't be farther from the truth, ladies and gentlemen. But today, the new president, vice president, were sworn into office. And like I said, I'm going to say the same thing I said 4 years ago. 4 years ago, people were protesting in the streets and, oh, he's not my president, and this and that and this and that. Let's give him a shot. Let's give him a shot. Now, I did like some of the things that Donald Trump was able to accomplish while in office, most of which are going to be undone by the new administration, because we can't continue to move forward. We have to move forward, take 18 steps back, and then move forward again, apparently, because the Democrats and the Republicans can't play nice together. No secret also that I am neither a Republican nor Democrat. I am an American. But President Trump, and that's what he will forever be known as, not Donnie, not Don, not Donald Trump, but President Donald Trump, did some good things, did some things I didn't agree with, said some things on Twitter that I was like, yo, Prez, what the hell are you doing? Can you just shut up for a while? But also said some things on Twitter where I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that you're being non-presidential. I like the real talk. I'm tired of these robot politicians that say the same thing. They never give a straight answer. That's what I think people didn't like about Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, is that he said it the way it was. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't PC it up for us. He just said it the way it was. But again, let's give Joe Biden and Kamala Harris a shot. Let's see what they can do in the next 4 years. And then in 4 years, we'll be right back to where we are now. Either giving them another 4 years in office or inaugurating a 47th or 48th, little foreshadowing, or 48th president of the United States in 4 years. We'll see what happens. Now, the inauguration was on TV today. I didn't watch any of it because I have a real job. I didn't take the day off. I could care less because it's all a sham anyway. They stand up on the thing, they put their hand on the Bible and this and that, and then they're going to vote to legalize abortions and kill babies. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. It's only two things that I'm going to stand by for the rest of my life. Well, three things: freedom of speech, right to bear arms, and don't kill babies. It's a pretty simple thing there. But don't be putting messages down below because I don't agree with you. My body, my choice. I agree it's your body, your choice. Keep your legs closed. Simple solution. But I'm going to get some hate mail. Not that anybody actually watches this. Hell, I might get deplatformed because I said something that may be considered fake news. But either way, so let's talk about, I have four predictions for the next, you guessed it, 4 years. 4 predictions for the next 4 years. Number one, and this one is probably going to be a bit controversial because it can be construed as a conspiracy theory. Oh, put your tinfoil hats on, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that President Joe Biden, will either have to step down or will be removed from office within the first 2 years of his 4-year term, and Kamala Harris will take over as the 47th president of the United States. Remember when I said foreshadowing? This is what I was talking about. I believe, and it's just research I've done. I've listened. If you go back 12 years, so 12 years ago, Joe Biden and President Joe Biden and President Barack Obama were inaugurated into office on an 8, and they ended up having 2 terms, which most presidents do. Not President Trump, though. It is what it is. If you go back and listen to his speeches, his debates, you will notice a very, very big difference versus his speeches and debates today. Now, President Biden does have a bit of a speech impediment. He has a bit of a stutter, which I don't take anything away from him for that. As a matter of fact, I give him more props for being in the political arena, in the eye of the people, and having a stutter. I give him credit for that because a lot of people in that realm would not be able to handle it. However, if you go back and listen to his speeches 12 years ago versus today, you can definitely tell there is a bit of a cognitive decline that has happened. Now, President Biden is in his upper 70s, so he's a little bit older. So that's to be expected. However, there are some theories out there, conspiracy theories, ladies and gentlemen, that Kamala Harris, I keep calling her Kamala after the wrestler with the tattoos on his belly. But Kamala Harris was chosen as his vice president because that's who they really wanted to be president. Is it what happened? Could that have been? I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that Joe Biden has, in fact, had some kind of cognitive decline within the last 12 years. He wasn't on the campaign trail. Now, granted, the whole coronavirus, COVID-19, Rona, whatever you want to call it, it was going on. So he was held up in his house like most of us were. But to me, it felt like they didn't want him talking. They didn't want him answering questions. Could it happen? My prediction is that within the first 2 years of the 4-year term, President Biden will either be removed via the 25th Amendment or he will step down and Kamala Harris will be the 47th president of the United States of America. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves on that one. The second prediction I have is inflation. Inflation will go through the roof and out of the stratosphere. So they're already talking about, they're going to put this in apparently with another round of COVID relief stimulus money, a minimum of $15 an hour minimum wage. Minimum $15 an hour. Now, this is just one example. One example. So if you go out to I'm going to use my family as an example. I'm probably a little bit bigger than most families out there, but I have 4 children, 2 adults. If we all go out to a restaurant to eat, I'm dropping a minimum of $80, guaranteed. However, that waiter at that restaurant is probably making only $5 to $10 an hour. I believe the minimum for a waiter in the service industry is $5 an hour. However, they make tips. And if you are a good waiter, waitress, or bartender, you can make a ton of cash off of tips. I work in the banking industry, and I've seen it for years where people will bring in their taxes and that kind of thing, and they make more than I do. Now, granted, you have to have a very special personality to be able to be in that industry. But back to my case in point, I pay minimum $80 when I go out to dinner at a sit-down restaurant. McDonald's probably $30 to $40, depending upon. But sit-down restaurant, we're looking at a minimum of $80. Now, if they implement a $15 minimum wage across the board, I'm going to be looking at a minimum of $150 to go out to a sit-down restaurant. Minimum. Because what a lot of people don't understand is, yes, you need to make a living wage. Yes, you need to do that. However, minimum of $15 an hour, that means the labor cost goes up for the restaurant. The food cost is going to go up because chain effect here at the distribution center. Let's just say Cisco. If you have to pay those people a minimum of $15 an hour, that cost is going up. So the food cost is going up. The labor cost is going up. Everything else is going up because everybody has to be paid this minimum $15. So everything is going up. What do you think they're going to have to do to make a profit off of you coming into the restaurant? They have to raise the prices of the meal. So if you just want to, for a single person, you just want a burger, fries, and a soda, let's say. We're not even going to talk about alcohol because the price markup on alcohol is already ridiculous. Soda is going to cost you $8. Now we're talking Minnesota here, small town USA. So we're talking my area. Right now, I think for a soda with unlimited refills, right around $4, roughly. So let's say $8 for that soda, and let's say $25 for your burger and fries. Burger and fries. So you're looking right there, 25 plus 8, $33 for a burger, fries, and a soda. Well, then, because it's the service industry and somebody's serving you, you're going to have to tip them, right? So let's say that you do the minimum that you should at 10%. You're looking at a meal for a single person of $35 plus. We're just going to round it down to $35. So now you take that. Let's just say you got a 4-person family, 2 kids, 2 adults. 35, I'm doing it on the calculator here. 35 times 4, $140. I probably should have been able to do that in my head, but I wanted to make sure. So $140 for a 4-person family to go out to eat at a sit-down restaurant. Now, let me tell you what this is going to do. The big box stores, Walmart, Target, Hy-Vee, they'll be able to handle it because the markups there are ridiculous anyway. The chain restaurants, the Applebee's, the Perkins, those types of things, they'll be able to handle it because the quantity. They won't have to charge as much. Who is going to suffer in this? The small business owner. That's who's going to suffer. Because if you're going to own a small business, a small restaurant, you're doing that because you would like to make money. Because we can't all just do what we love. Now, you might love owning a restaurant. I would love to own a restaurant myself. However, you have to make money. You have to be able to pay the bills. You got to be able to pay your own bills. Those types of restaurants will not be able to survive. They won't. The small mom and pop shops, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a small craft store, small furniture store, they won't be able to do it. They'll be gone. We will be surrounded by big box stores, and that's it. And that's it. And you'll be at their bidding. So $15 minimum wage, inflation going up on everything because you raise the price on labor, the price on the goods goes up. I wish these 20-something-year-old punks, college punks that think, oh, I got a liberal arts degree. I should make $100,000 a year. Why don't you actually go to school for something that could benefit society? I could care less if you can draw me a picture of a tree. Can you come over and fix my toilet? No? Well, then I'm not paying you that. Oh, either way. Number 3, we're gonna try to hurry this up here. There's 2 amendments that I believe will become under attack like never before, and that just so happens to be the first 2 amendments. The First Amendment, freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. So we've already seen the First Amendment come under attack the last couple of weeks. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, was completely deplatformed off of Twitter, off of Facebook, off of, I think, YouTube. He could not speak to his country that he was commander in chief to for 2 weeks because the mainstream media is not going to cover him. Why would they? The mainstream, if you're like I've said it a million times, if you're looking to mainstream media for your news, you're looking in the wrong place. There's only 2 things that you can look to mainstream media for, and that's the weather and the sports, because you can't really manipulate that stuff. But for news, unless it's local news, but for national news, like the President of the United States and things like that, you cannot rely on mainstream media. You can't rely on CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox News, all of these other crazy. Go do your own independent research, because if you're taking everything that you need to know about the news from any mainstream media, you are being lied to. Plain and simple. You could take one story from the New York Times that's the exact same story as the LA Times, and they'd be 2 different stories, how they're reported. The headline would be different. So the First Amendment is already coming under attack. I believe it's going to become even more under attack. It will become the freedom of only if I agree with you speech. Freedom of only if I agree with you, because God forbid we disagree on things. Now, there's probably plenty of people that won't watch this because nobody watches this garbage. But there'll be plenty of people that don't agree with what I'm saying. And that's fine. That's the beauty of this great country, or at least it used to be, is we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Your views are your views. My views are my views. That's all there is to it. And then also the Second Amendment will become under attack like crazy. I believe that there will come a day when they will try, and by they, I mean Congress, because the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate are all Democrat run now, so they can do whatever they want, basically, because they're supposed to be representing us, right? Me and you? Hell no. They're representing their special interest. They're representing their party, not the American people. I think there will come a time where they will try to institute, you can have a shotgun for hunting, you can have a pistol. However, we're going to limit the amount of ammunition you can have for those. It's already hard enough to find ammunition. Go to the store right now and try to find .22 ammo. Good luck. good luck. That's already been, I mean, people have been hoarding this stuff for years. But they're going to get away with the AR-15s, the weapons of war, those big scary automatic automatic weapons, which aren't actually automatic, they're semi-automatic. Now, if you don't know the difference, automatic weapon, you hold the trigger and it shoots as many bullets as you got. Semi-automatic, you got to do this. Each bullet that comes out of there. It's called the right to bear arms. The right to keep a well-regulated militia. God forbid you use that word nowadays, because then you're a domestic terrorist. Don't say it. Don't say it. They're listening. They're listening to you. Don't say militia. Don't say America. Those two amendments will become under attack like never before. And number 4, and lastly, now the whole message of this new administration, the inauguration, was unity. We want to unite the American people. However, I believe in the next 4 years, this country will become even more divided than ever. There will be more division in the United States of America in the next 4 years than there has been since the Civil War. And I will not say that there will be another civil war, because we are in the middle of a civil war as we speak. Now, we might not be fighting in the streets. Some people are. This is a digital civil war. Now, you got both sides. You got the far right, like the Proud Boys and like the white supremacist jackasses. Then you've got the far left, like Antifa. I won't put Black Lives Matter over there because I see what they're saying, but they're on that side. These two, they won't coexist. They won't sit down and talk to each other, because it's, you don't agree with what I say, you're a terrorist. Well, you don't agree with what I say, well, then you're a terrorist. Everybody's a terrorist. Whoa! I think they need to pick up a dictionary and look up the definition of terrorism. And like I said, I think in the next 4 years, because you're going to have people on the right that will say for the next 4 years, just like the people on the left did for the last 4 years, for the next 4 years, it's going to be, well, the election was rigged and it was illegitimate, and Joe Biden's not my president, and this and that and this and that. Just like you had people on the left who were saying, well, Donald Trump is not my president, and Russia collusion and cheating, and he's a terrible person and everything. These two senses of I'm right, you're wrong, no, I'm right, you're wrong, they can't coexist. They can't. But that's what we are in this digital world, is anybody can say anything they want. Anybody should be able to say anything they want. There are repercussions, however, if you say something that is just absurd. Case in point, you voted for Donald Trump, you're a white supremacist. You should be able to call somebody out on that BS. CNN was saying it. Don Lemon was saying it. I'm going to call you out, Donnie. I'm going to call you out, Mr. Lemon. Come on, JR's Basement Podcast. Let's have a debate. I'll bring you right up here. I'll bring you up on the screen. Where's the finger? Where's my finger, damn it? I'll bring you right here. We can have a debate back and forth. And you can then decide after that debate if I am a white supremacist, because I voted for Donald Trump. So those are my 4 predictions for the next 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. I do wish the new administration luck. I wish them to succeed, because I am an American and I want this great country to flourish and do well for me, my family, friends, and everybody. Now, let's move on from that craziness. Now, I want to introduce a new segment to JR's Basement Podcast called The Stupidest Criminals in the World. Now, our first story, this one's dumb, folks. A couple of dumb rednecks is what I'm thinking. So, after a night of drinking, two Arkansas men decided to test the durability of a bulletproof vest. Now, how did they test the durability of this vest? You guessed it, by shooting each other. Rogers residents Charles Eugene Ferris, 50 years old, and Christopher Hicks, 36, ended up in the hospital where they told investigators that they were shot after they were hired for a secret mission that involved following someone through Hobbs State Park. This according to the Benton County Sheriff's Office. But when Ferris's wife showed up at the hospital, she had a very different story to tell, because the wife ain't going to lie for you, guys. The men had been drinking on Ferris's back porch when he asked Hicks to shoot him. Now, although the vest stopped the bullet, it still left a very painful mark on Ferris's chest. Now, that made old Ferris upset. So when Hicks put the vest on, Ferris unloaded the entire clip, into Christopher's back. Now, this is according to an affidavit. Both men were arrested and charged with felony aggravated assault, and before releasing them on a $5,000 bond, a judge issued a no-contact order between the men. They each face up to 6 years in prison and a maximum $10,000 fine. Now, I've done some stupid things while drunk. I've done some stupid things while drinking. But I've never done anything quite this stupid. I mean, I would assume that being shot, even with a vest, with anything on, would be very painful. But these two good old redneck boys decided, well, one of them, he asked the dude to shoot him. What did he expect? Hey there, Chris. Hey, Chris. Yeah. Can you, I want to make sure this vest works, this bulletproof vest. Can you shoot me? Can you shoot me with one of them there, with that gun there? Well, I sure can there, Mr. Ferris. I can do that. Where you want me to shoot? Oh, right here in the chest there, Chris. All right, well, here it comes. Well, son of a bitch. You done shot me, you bastard. I know I told you to shoot me, but I didn't think you'd actually shoot me after I asked you to shoot me. Put that vest on, turn around. Stupid people in a stupid world, which always reminds us, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Hey, folks, that's going to do it for us here at JR's Basement Podcast, brought to you by Larky's House of Craziness. I hope you enjoyed this show. One thing I am going to say is, over in the future, my future podcasts, I don't want to focus so much on politics, because politics is division. As long as we got the red versus the blue, politics will always divide. So in the future, we are going to be doing more focused podcasts on different subjects. Might be TV shows. Might be music, might be something that you guys comment that you guys want to see, all like one of you. So if there's anything you want me to talk about and talk to myself about here in my office in small town USA, you let me know, folks. And until then, I wish you good night. I wish you good luck. Skull Vikings. Have a good night, and we will see you next time.